Boat Festival. Now, has anyone heard of the Dragon Boat Festival before? Yes, what can you tell me about it? Absolutely, we eat 粽子. Now, 粽子is a type of glutinous rice dumpling, which we'll be able to see them making it today. So today we've got really exciting activities ready for you. So we'll start off with a bit of a storytelling, then we'll look at how the dumpling is made, and then we'll split into groups to do a bit of coloring and photo taking at the dragon boat. Now, we will record, we'll videotape and sometimes take pictures of the event. If you've got any concerns, please let us know. Day of the 5th month, according to the lunar calendar. Now, it is a very important day. Now, if you've heard of the Lunar New Year, the Dragon Boat Festival, the Mid-Autumn Festival, as well as the, what else? The Tomb Sweeping Day. So these are the 4 main traditional days that are celebrated by people of Chinese ethnicity across the world. Okay, now this is also a very important day to remember a very important person. Now, originally, this day is actually a very lucky day, and what people did, they would pray to the dragon god and also their ancestors to get good luck. Now we've got a picture of a dragon here. Would anyone like to tell me, what can you see on this dragon, or what can you describe this dragon? Colorful, absolutely. Anyone else? What do you think of this dragon?
Huge.
Huge, absolutely. It's a big dragon. And in fact, we've got a huge dragon down in the gallery. And today it's free to explore around the museum. So you can get to the ground floor and have a look at the dragon later on. Okay? So it is an important day, as I mentioned, to remember this person called屈原. Now, he dressed quite differently compared to us because he lived many, many years ago. Now, the Dragon Boat Festival has been celebrated for a very, very long time. Would anyone like to give it a guess? How long do you think it has been celebrated for? Any thoughts? Don't be shy. You can put up your hand. Yes?
More than 1,000 years.
More than 1,000 years, that's right. But anyone else would like to give it a try? Well, it's actually around 2,000 years, a long, long time, and we still celebrate it today. So it is to remember this guy. His name is called屈原. Now he's a poet, and he's a person who worked for the country or the kingdom of Chu. So it's a country of Chu. That's the name of the country. Now he was a very good person, and he was very well respected by the people. Unfortunately, there were bad guys in the country, and they said something bad about him to the king, and the king kicked him out of the country. And one day his country was taken over by enemies, and he was so sad and disappointed that he threw himself into the river. What happened if you jumped into the river? Can you swim?
Yes.
No, you can't. You can? Anyone who can swim here? Yes, quite a few of you. Now, what if you can't swim? So you will sink to the bottom of the river. So very sadly,屈原died. He sank to the bottom of the river. Now, because as I mentioned, if you remember, he was a very well-loved people by his people. So everyone, when they heard the bad news, went to the river and they paddled their boats up and down the river to look for his body. But unfortunately, they couldn't find his body. So they did something to save his body. So they threw sticky rice balls into the river. Why do you think they threw sticky rice ball into the river? Anyone? Yes?
Feed the fish.
Absolutely, to feed the fish so that the fish do not attack his body. So that is why it is a very important day on the Dragon Boat Festival, that there are lots of cultural activities. So that's why, to remember屈原, we've got dragon boat racing, and also we eat 粽子, which is a type of dumplings. So I'm going to show you the dumplings now. I'm just going to triangular. Yes? What do you think they look like?
He's just copying the other kids.
Is there a hand over here? Has anyone eaten this before? Yes? Is it sweet or salty? Salty, that's right. Actually, there are many different types. So there are sweet ones, there are savory or salty ones. Okay? Now we call them dumplings. It's interesting because normally, you know, if you go to the restaurant, you eat dumplings, which is a thin dough and you've got meat inside. Has anyone eaten dumplings at a Chinese restaurant before? Yes? Do you like them? Yes? And you've got meat inside and they are steamed on a bamboo steamer. Now these are different because they do have meat inside, but they also got sticky rice or glutinous rice inside. Okay? Then they are wrapped in bamboo leaves. Now, if you know that every culture actually has got their own kind of dumplings. Now, in Chinese, you know, we've got sticky rice dumplings, or we've got the meat dumplings. But in Italian culture, you've got the tortellini, and in the Russian culture, you've got pelmeni. Now, interestingly, during the Lunar New Year, are you alright? Okay. So interestingly, during the Lunar New Year, in certain places in China, they would put a gold coin inside the dumpling. And the person who got the dumpling that's got the gold coin will have a very lucky year ahead. And in some other cultures, for example, in the Danish culture, people would put an almond into an almond pudding. And I think in the Greek culture, they would put a gold coin as well in the bread. There's a name for it. So whoever that got that bit with the gold coin will have a very lucky year ahead. Okay? So, are we ready now to actually have a look at Anissa and Jenny making these dumplings?
We have the opportunity to share with you today how to make zhong. So before Jihong explained a story about the poet and how everyone threw dumplings in the water to prevent the fish trying to gobble him up, has anyone actually ever eaten one before? Can you put your hand up? Oh, was it yummy? Do you think it was yummy? You know, for me, I've been eating these since I was a little girl your age. I could eat this in a minute all by myself. But actually to make zhong, it takes longer than a minute. So Auntie Anissa is going to show us how to do it. But before we start, let me talk about the ingredients. So, does anyone want to guess what this is? What's your name? Ethan. What do you think that is? You're correct. This is a bamboo leaf. My MasterChef kitchen, fantastic. Okay, so for the mums and dads, if you're so inspired today to go to the Chinese grocery store, I will show you what they look like in the packet, so that if you go running to the Chinese grocery down the road, I'll show you what to look for. So, bamboo leaves come in two varieties. You can get fresh. Look at the colour, look at the chlorophyll, it's very fresh looking. However, those aren't always available, so there's the dry variety. Look at quite a difference. Okay, so it's great because you can get it dried, because people around the world outside of China can make their own dumplings with the leaves available. Then we also have, who knows what this is? Has anyone seen this before? Which are the children? What's this? Do you know what it is? And you? What do you think that is?
Rice.
You're correct. It's glutinous rice. This is what makes it very yummy. And then, who has seen these before? It's not corn. Okay, anyone want to guess? Any guess? This is called mung bean. It's super yummy. Gives a lot of flavour. Now, the mini master chefs amongst us, does anyone know what this is? It's pork belly. So I think most of the parents like pork belly. And what about this? Does anyone want to guess what that is? It's a mushroom. We've got mushrooms. I'll tell you the other things. These are blanched peanuts. We probably can't take them to school. Dried shrimp. And Chinese sausage called lapchung. So these are just examples of ingredients. So the key thing is, if you have grown up, depending on which province of China you're from, there might be variations. There was a little gourmet chef before in the previous class who mentioned chestnuts. Absolutely my favourite as well. So this is an example of what Auntie Anissa uses from her village for the ingredients. So let's have a go. Auntie Anissa, what's the first step? Okay, we've got bamboo leaves. What shape do you think Auntie Anissa is going to make?
X.
Correct. Correct. So when you make an X, what shape do you think will hold the dumpling together? Who likes ice cream? It's a cone. Correct. So Auntie Anissa is going to make a little cone to put the ingredients. So the first one she'll put in is the rice. Then she'll put a little bit of the mung bean. Pork belly. I like to be generous with my ones. Mushroom. Blanched peanuts. Bit of shrimp. And Chinese sausage. Now the key thing with all the mums and dads out there who are inspired to make this, all of these have been pre-prepared earlier. A lot of it, nothing's been cooked. It's all predominantly been soaked in water, flavoured with a bit of salt. And in combination, when it goes into the pot after being assembled, the flavour will release. Because once it's in the packet, you can't season it right.
Well, did you know?
The mung beans. A bit of mushroom and pork. Now remember, these are all not cooked, they're marinated and probably salted to give it flavour, to give that umami flavour later. A bit of shrimp, blanched peanuts and Chinese sausage. Now, my little friend here said chestnuts. Absolutely correct. It depends on what village you're from. You might use chestnuts. Where I come from, we love chestnuts as well, so you would be very favoured by my father. So you're welcome at our house anytime. So Auntie Anissa is just creating the rest of the packet. Now it doesn't need to look perfect, and now the magic happens here. Wrapping the dumplings so the insides don't fall out. So as you can see, when you make your own dumplings at home, if you're inspired, be generous with the bamboo leaves. The last thing you want is all the insides spewing out into the pot when you cook it.
I have a question, Jenny.
Oh, yes, Ting, what question do you have?
So is it always the pyramid shape, or can you have different shapes?
Oh, you can have whatever shape works for you. Auntie Anissa is going to show you her magic smack the pyramid technique to make sure that the dumpling is well positioned and shaped before it goes into the cooker. So this is, I guess this is the pyramid version. So Auntie Anissa is going to shape it, and then her magic trick, which is probably something they never put on the internet, is to give it a little tap, smack that pyramid, let the insides just settle perfectly, because when you go cook it, you will probably be cooking it for 2 to 3 hours. So you want all your ingredients not to be all lumpy and all over the place. And you know what, look, they're still yummy, you know, we don't discriminate on looks, we still eat them because they're delicious. But you know, especially if you're giving them away as gifts to people, you kind of want it to be aesthetically pleasing. So Auntie Anissa is doing the pyramid version, but where I come from, I have the Sunny Boy version. So if you've ever had Sunny Boys, I'm probably showing my age, it looks like a Sunny Boy snack. Here we go. Okay. And here's one we prepared earlier.
So why does the ingredients have to be on the smooth side? And what happens if it's not?
Sorry?
Why does the ingredients have to be on the smooth side of the bamboo leaf?
As opposed to the rough side.
Do you know how, yeah, because you said...
There's a smooth side and a rough side.
Why? Is there a reason for that, or is it just common practice?
I think once cooked, the smooth side is easy to spill out because you can have a look, touch the, you can feel the lump on the other side.
Yeah, just pass it.
Get one out.
Oh, here's one we prepared earlier. On nougat. So Given the theatrics into it, I would suggest boiling or steaming.
Sometimes we pan fry it.
Oh yeah, that's yummy. Very yummy.
We got covered in
Thank you for your question.
You see Auntie Annie's wow. So smooth. I know, Mummy's one.
You bought your steamer. Yeah, let's see.
Just showing us what it looks like.
Is this the